Welcome all of you risk takers and truth seekers to Podcast Life, the battlefield. Today I want to talk about First Lady. First Lady who shaped the Libya's destiny. Those who don't know where the Libya is, it's there down on Mediterranean, is in North Africa. It is country which been shaped through the centuries by the conquerors, by the new rulers, and eventually there's a guy called Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi invested a lot of his time, a lot of his effort to bring Libya up to speed, to be somehow more than like a United Arab Emirates country. So where the women has the rights, and those who don't know, Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi, colonel, never general, colonel. He was a guy who traveled with the female bodyguards. And I do remember as a kid, Muammar Gaddafi, he was coming to Yugoslavia. And while he was coming, first he will come with all his female bodyguards and he will sleep in his tent as a Bedouin in a park, surrounded with his camels and everything else. Can you imagine, like, wherever he travels, the camels will come with him, and it's just unusual behavior. But the reason why Gaddafi was coming to Yugoslavia, for those who don't know, Yugoslavia was the biggest exporter of the weapons and biggest builder of the underground facilities, medical supplies, the factories and everything else. My father used to work in Yugoslavian Special Directorate, which was being located in Iraq to build the bunkers for Saddam Hussein. So Gaddafi was coming to Yugoslavia to see Marshal Tito. Obviously, they shook their hands, and everything else. However, one of the visits, Muammar Gaddafi, which many people they don't know, because everybody talks about Gaddafi. But when you look at the families, every man, even the biggest tyrant, has who? His love. And today, we're going to talk about woman, and she shaped Libya's destiny. Her name is Safia Gaddafi. The fate of Muammar Gaddafi, Libya's former leader, is known. He died on October 20, 2011. But that is another story. However, the former First Lady, Safia Farkas Gaddafi, has long been under the radar of the media. Her life story, on the other hand, is intriguing and may have a relation to my own country. As you are aware, I was born in Croatia, one of the former Yugoslav republics. Now, let's go talk about history of all of this, of the Muammar Gaddafi and Safia. There are two contradicting claims concerning Muammar Gaddafi, widow's origin, and her name is Safia Farkas Gaddafi. One says is Croatian or Hungarian heritage, according to one account, and her family is from Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Those who don't know, the Bosnia and Herzegovina was a part of Austro-Hungarian Empire, and as all of you know, 1914, Gavrilo Princip, the member of the Black Hand, Serbia Black Hand, he killed Archduke of the Austrian monarchy, and that's how the First World War started in Sarajevo. So don't be surprised that she has some Hungarian heritage. Farkas is a common Hungarian name, or the better say surname, that means wolf. And Safia's grandfather was allegedly Ivan Farkas, a minor Hungarian official stationed in Mostar during the Austro-Hungarian Empire. She is a Bosnian Croat from Mostar, where she met her future husband while he was studying at Yugoslav military facility in the years leading up to his coup in Libya 1969. To all my friends on the West, I know that you know everything, but let me shed some light on some events. For those who don't know, the Yugoslavia, he was one of the biggest facilities of educating countries like Pakistan, India, Singapore, Libya, Iraq, Iran, just to name a few, and their military officers, intelligence. She was hosted somebody who was known as the Carlos, the Jackal, one of the most terrifying terrorists in the planet. And that's all coming Yugoslavia. Of course, Yugoslavia was very, very smart. They were supplied them with the weapons, they trained them. And Yugoslavia has a lot of people from the countries, either East wanted or West wanted. So they pick and choose those who nobody wanted. And of course, they love to come to Yugoslavia. Muammar Gaddafi was one of them, and he was studying in military facility in the years leading to his coup d'etat in Libya 1969. Another theory states that the former Libyan First Lady is from the Barasa tribe in eastern Libya, that he was born in Baida and trained as a nurse. She met Libya's leader Muammar Gaddafi while he was hospitalized and being treated for appendicitis in 1970 thanks to her job. Now, the following year, she married him for the second time. Gaddafi and Safiya have 7 children, 6 males and 1 girl, and have adopted 2. Maybe that's give you understanding why the liberation of the Iraq 2003, we don't just kill the Saddam Hussein, we need to kill his sons. When they kill the Gaddafi, we don't kill just Gaddafi, we need to kill entire family, because there is no heir to the throne, I will call, somebody who's going to succeed him. However, they have 6 males and 1 girl, and they adopted 2 kids as well. The story says there's 20 tons of gold and $30 billion in bank deposits. Safiya did not make an impression at the start of the marriage. Farkas was chosen vice president of the Africa First Ladies organization during an African Union leaders meeting in Sharm el-Sheikh in 2008, despite the fact she was not there and has never engaged in its operations. She just began making more public profile pieces after 2009, so nobody didn't even know she exists. She prepared a party to commemorate the anniversary of her husband's 1969 revolution, and she attended the graduation of female police students in 2010. I want you to pay attention to something. Saddam Hussein has 2 sons. Muammar Gaddafi has 6 sons, and yet nobody was paying attention what is with their wives. Where are the kids? As a kid, I do remember there was a lot of speculations that the kids, from some leaders from Middle East and Africa going to England, in the US, and some of them they come in Yugoslavia to study and get their degree. You can make a judgment who was coming or what country. But can you imagine from 1969 or 1970 till 2008, nobody doesn't speak about his wife, his kids. But 2010, 1 year before her husband killed, she comes out. The media focused on her wealth and the extravagant lifestyle she led with her husband. For years, it was rumored that she had 20 tons of gold and her own jet. She was the owner of the airline Burak Air, which operated off the Mitiga International Airport. Despite the fact that this company competed with the Libyan national carrier, she worked under her husband's permission. The International Coalition Against War Criminals, based in France, estimated Gaddafi's wealth to reach $80 billion in 1992, while Safiya had up to only $30 billion. Now, you ask yourself, okay, the Gaddafi is dead, but where she is right now? Safiya's current financial situation is unknown, but her accounts were once suspended. During the Libyan war, a UN ruling barred Libyan and Gaddafi assets, and the government of the United Kingdom and France later approved a second mining embargo that froze £18 billion of Safia Farkas assets. Doesn't sound this familiar? We have this in recent years as well. Furthermore, in March 2012, the UAE Central Bank ordered all banks and financial institutions in country to freeze the accounts of Safia Farkas and other high-ranking Gaddafi regime officials. So 1 year later, even the United Arab Emirates, obviously under pressure from the United States, the UN and the Europe, they actually froze their assets. After escaping Libya and spending practically the whole civil war there, Exile Safiya settled in Algeria with her daughter Aisha and sons Muhammad and Hannibal. As the battle for Tripoli drew to a close, the Gaddafi family was forced to flee to Algeria from their fortified bastion. As the battle for Tripoli neared its conclusion in mid-August, the family was forced to flee their property. At the time, Algerian authorities refuted reports. However, on August 27, 2011, the Egyptian news agency MENA reported 6 armored Mercedes-Benz limousines carrying Libyan rebels were seen crossing the border in the southwestern Libyan city of Ghadames towards Algeria. Gaddafi was not among them. That was later confirmed. However, on August 29, Algerian authorities formally confirmed that Safiya had entered the country early that day with her daughter Aisha and sons Muhammad and Hannibal. According to Algerian Foreign Ministry spokesman, all of the convoy passengers had arrived in Algiers and were not named on any of the ICC warrants, International Crime Court, for potential war crimes prosecution. The family had arrived in Mercedes and bus at Sahara Desert entry point. According to unconfirmed accounts, there were many children at the event, but Gaddafi was not amongst them. The Gaddafi stayed with his people to fight. That was Gaddafi's role. The Algerian government then informed the leader of the Libyan National Transitional Council, who had no formal requested their return, that the group had been given humanitarian admission. What they did, they left the Algerian refugee in October 2012 to fly to Oman, where they were granted political asylum. So what rumors has to do with this? There were rumors that she was in Germany at one point, but that was never confirmed. Rumors reported spread that she had purchased a home in Makarska. Makarska is a small seaside town in Croatia, and she planned to settle there. In 2013, the widow of Muammar Gaddafi, Libya deposed leader, requested assistance from the UN and EU in identifying her husband's son Mutassim remains. Furthermore, Safiya urged the African Union to investigate Gaddafi and their son's deaths. Gaddafi and his son were seized and executed by revolutionary soldiers on October 20, 2011. Their bodies were discovered in Misurata harbor after being buried at an unidentified location. Rumors say that in 2016 the Tripoli administration granted her permission to re-enter Libya. The truth regarding Muammar Gaddafi's widow roots will still remain unknown. But what connects Safiya and me, according to one story, is that we are both from Croatia, albeit through Hungarian heritage. And who knows, maybe I'll run into her on Makarska waterfront next summer. Needless to say, Safiya, she was the first lady of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, one of the longest rulers of Libya, and she shaped Libya's destiny and future. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Let's go learn from each other. Thank you.